Okay guys, here we are. You'll recognize this as Texaco Cut. Right here, this will be number 1. We've already talked about fishing inside of Texaco Cut, right at the edges of it, depending on the tides. And we talked about picking up a few fish out here. But if you'll move to the east a little bit, let me zoom in on it. There's a platform right here. In fact, there are more than one, but this is a good place to fish. Just hit all sides of it, depending on the wind drift and how you're going to drift and that type of thing. You'll pick up pretty much whatever you want, especially between this platform and the cut itself. And there are other little spots out here where you can fish. Okay, that's number 1. Let's go to the next one. Well, let me show you how to get here. For those of you that are coming from out of town, how you get here, and the simplest way is to come out of Hackberry, come out of Spicer's Marina. That's going to be right here, Spicer Hughes Marina, right on Highway 27. That will be on the west side of the Calcasieu Estuary. And follow this little bayou right here. I call it Kelso. Follow it around and come out right there, come straight north on the ship channel. Take it right through Texaco Cut. You can't miss it. And there's a platform right here. I'll zoom in on it. There's a couple of them actually. There's one there. But the one I was talking about was in the middle of the lake. Good place to fish. Okay, let's go to number 2. Okay guys, number 2, Commissary Point. This is all a reef here, and it's not far from the Brad Vincent Reef, which I'll show you in a minute. Depending on the wind, depending on the tides, fish here, and you can fish across here down this shore here, especially if you've got a west wind and a pretty high tide, southwest wind. You'll pick up some good redfish along in here all the way down to this weir right here. An easy place to get to. You can get there from Weirs Marina, which is right here. Let's see, let me find it. Right there. There it is, right there. Right there. And the way to get to there is come down Big Lake Road or Highway 384. There'll be signs to it, to Weirs. You can't miss it. And that's coming out of Lake Charles. Okay, the next one is this is an artificial reef built by CCA and Shell Oil and Road Rot Recycling and NOAA and Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries. These are the coordinates. I'm going to show it to you on the map, or close to it on the map. It's not far from Commissary Point. It's between there and the Long Point Reef. So let me minimize this, get those GPS coordinates. Let me make them a little larger for you guys with small phones. There they are. Okay, now that's going to be here. This was Weirs. In this area right here, you come out here, and this is Commissary Point. You come down, it's more in the middle of the lake. It's going to be right in this area right here, off of Long Point. Almost in a straight line between these two, not quite. It'll be right about there. I think the Brad Vincent Reef has markings, has a pole sticking up somewhere. I'm not sure, but I'll go back to the GPS coordinates, and there they are again for you. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, the next one's going to be Long Point Reef. We're going to zoom in on it right here. You can catch him right in here. Don't pay any attention to this. This is a barge working right now. This is all along here, and you can get on the back side of it too. It's got a little dip there, as I recall. Depending on the current, depending on the tides, and where the bait fish are, You can drift all across here either way and pick up some trout and some reds. I've seen reds, big reds schooling back in here before. And the way to reach it, well, there's several ways, but the easiest way is to come from Weirs right up here off Big Lake Road, the Weirs launch, or you can get there from Hog Island Gully. Launch on Highway 27, which is right here. There's Highway 27, and there's your launch right there. It's a pretty good boat run. Either way, it's a pretty good boat run. You can come all the way down here into the ship channel, come around this bend right here, and you'll be on the reef right there. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, I believe this is number 5. North of Long Point. Got a couple of places here, well, several, but let's just concentrate on a couple. This is Joe's Cove. There's a launch right in here out of Hackberry, a public launch right here, right there. You need to have a really shallow running boat to make it, and then if you come down here, when you come out of here, get up on plane, and because it's like 1.5 to 2 feet of water all the way out, most of the way. Come here, head south, and fish this right here. Fish the outlet, the northern outlet, where it empties into the ship channel. Both points here. We've caught some specks right in here. It's real shallow right here on this little flat right here. Let me zoom in some more. There's a little flat right here that's real shallow, and we've caught speckled trout right there at the edge on popping corks before. Okay, or you can come down. We're going to keep this one in the same area. You can head south a little further and fish this next one, next outlet. This one works too. I've done better on the other outlet though, by the way. Let's go on. Let's stay on the same one. I'm going to give you a bonus one here. Come on down the ship channel. Come out one of these outlets. Come head south on the ship channel and fish Long Point Lake right in here. Particularly around this area and this area right here. You'll see it. Let me back it off. It's directly across from Long Point, but you can come around and get up in there, or you can come from Hog Island Gully over here, or if you want to make the ride, you can come all the way from Calcasieu Point Landing, or come from the West Cove boat launch way over here, which will get you to any of these spots. West Cove is very, very shallow, so if you don't have a shallow running boat, don't go that way. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Okay, number 6, Big Jacks Reef. This is another artificial reef that was put in 2017. These are the GPS coordinates. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit closer for you. Get them straightened up there. The CCA and Shell Oil and a whole bunch of people got into this, got into putting this one in. This is a relatively new reef. It ought to be producing in 2018 for some pretty good fish this year. Anyway, here it is. It's south of the Brad Vincent Reef, and I think it's a little bit east of it. Can't remember, but it's marked. It's over here out from the Weirs. I remember when they were building it out here, and we were out here fishing right in here, I think, one day, and we saw them out here. I think it's right in here. It's marked. I understand it's marked with some white PVC pipe or something, but this ought to prove to be a really good artificial reef in the future. All right, let's head to the next one. Okay, where are we? Number 7. Everybody knows about the Weirs. Let's back out, show you where we are. Out of Weirs, come south, the east shoreline. and there are 5 weirs, I believe. We've had more success at this one right here. It's got a name, I just forgot what it's called. Anyway, any of the weirs, but what most people do, I think where they mess up is they get too close, and maybe sometimes that's a good tactic. I found that when we did catch fish at the weirs, it's a little bit back, a little bit you get just a little bit back. There's one here, and of course they have to be open there. There's one here. That's a pretty good one right there. I think that's Grand Bayou. Okay, that's the one where I think we've done pretty well with before. And then we got Lambert's down here. I think that's Lambert's weir right there. There was another one I skipped. There's one way over here. I don't know if they'll let you fish it, but somebody said you can. It's right here by the old jetties you'll see right here. But there's another weir right here, sort of, kind of. And yeah, I guess it looks like somebody's fishing it right now. Look at that. It's not us. That's not my boat. I've never actually fished that particular weir. Usually run out of fuel before I get that far. Anyway, to access them out of Weirs, you can access them from the West Cove boat ramp over here on Highway 27. You can even access them if you're coming in from Cameron, the other side. You can access them right down here at this boat ramp down by the jetty pier. I think that's a long boat run, and I really wouldn't use it, but it's not that bad. Or Hog Island Gully. You can come out to Hog Island Gully on 27, or Weirs, or you can run all the way from Calcasieu Point Landing right up here. And at the end of this video, as a bonus, if anybody wants to, I'll go in more detail how to get to these launch ramps, these public launch ramps, or in a coastal park even. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, I think we're on number 8 now. Let's take you back. You see where we are? I'm going to zoom in. Let's go down here south of Joe's Cove and south of Long Point a little bit. And you've got the washout, 9 Mile Cut, and the old steam engine. They're all in the same general area. I showed you that weir, that 5th weir down here. There are spots all along here where you can fish. We've done best. We've seemed to do best right in here. I don't know why. Probably because of the funnel between here. It gets real shallow there. I think that's underwater a lot. I don't know. I can't remember. But there's some shell right there, and we've set up right in here and caught some trout right in here before when in the middle of the summer when times were hard and slow. I had to put the top up, but it was so hot. It was like in August probably. But you can here, and the old steam engine is off here to the right a little bit, to the east a little bit, maybe to the south too. Let me check. Hold on. Okay, well, I can't find it on the map here. It's probably not being shown real well, or I've missed it. Maybe it's back here some. Anyway, we fished all along here and done pretty well on this whole area down here. Caught some good reds, caught some good specks. Pretty much all the way down to this area right in here, where you're fixing to go down to the little pass, the West Pass. But it's a good spot. It's a good spot. It's easy to get to. By now you know where you are. If you're from out of town, this is easily reachable by Hog Island Gully, West Cove, boat ramp, or Weirs if you want to make the run. It's really not that bad. It's a pleasant run if it's not too windy. But all right, let's go to the next one. Okay, number 9. I've spoken of it several times, but let's show you where it is. The Hog Island Gully ramp. Come in here. You see the ramp off 27. This is great for a P-row or a smaller boat. And I would just ease on out here. And be careful as to the time of the year, because I think this is still in the wildlife refuge, and you can't fish this till after March 15th, between I think it's October 30th, October 15th through March 15th. Check your LDWF regulations. But any place you see a little cut, you need to fish it. That's actually the Hog Island Gully itself, I guess. Any of this in here is going to be good. I've never actually fished it, but I've seen guys come out of there and they've tore the redfish up in there. There's another place here, and and it's really called the West Cove Canal, I assume, and it comes all the way out here. I don't know if you can get through this spot into this little pocket or not. I've never tried it, so don't go trying it unless you really read your water well. Probably can. I know a yak can, but it empties into the ship channel, and it's going to get a good influx of high salinity water early in the season when the tide's coming in. It should anyway, on an incoming tide. That's probably why this area is so good right here too. And most of these bottom spots are for earlier in the season, because you've got all the fresh water coming down the Calcasieu River and through the Sabine River by way of the Intercoastal Canal, and so you want your salinity levels up. And I'd say from Long Point on down, the southern end of the lake would be the best place to fish earlier in the springtime, unless you're way up in January like we are right now. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, number 10, West Cove itself. West Cove is just one big oyster reef, pretty much. You have to navigate the crab traps over here on the west side. I like to launch right here. Again, do not fish inside here during the months of October through March 15th, I believe, because it's part of the refuge, but you can get right outside here and you're not in the refuge anymore. And in fact, right at the edge of this right after your boat launch, this is a good place to fish right here. I've seen people set up here and catch fish here. We've caught fish right in here. This weir was open and we sat right here and caught redfish, and we've caught flounder, reds, and this is also a good place for yackers. Of course, they probably already know about it, to ease back up in here, especially this one, because it goes way back up in here. You just kind of hope you have GPS so you won't get turned around back in here. But you can come on out into West Cove, and this is pretty much all a reef here. You've seen us fish right here at the old pier. The old camp right there at the old pier, and then down inside some. But an overlooked place, and again, you need to have a shallow running boat, is the Rabbit Island, which most of it's underwater nowadays. But as you'll see, this will hold a lot of fish around there. Okay, looks like I have about 10 more spots that I want to show you, but I'm going to save that for another video. Looks like we're going to have 30, because we've still got a lot of fishing to do in here. So I hope this helps you guys, and if you'll stay tuned, if you need to know where all the launch ramps are, if you're from out of town, because we get a lot of out-of-towners, out-of-state people in Calcasieu, because Calcasieu Lake is known for the big trophy speckled trout. And I'll show you how to get to the launch ramps here right at the end of this video very quickly. Okay, we're gonna start with one of the launch ramps. It's gonna be the one up north, not the northernmost one, but it'll be Calcasieu Point ramp. Here's Lake Charles, Loop 210 right here. Take the Nelson Road exit. It's down by Weirs Casino, and right there at the Walmart. Head south until you reach the CVS, which is University Drive or Country Club Road. Call it Country Club Road. Take a right, that'll head you back west on Country Club. Go all the way to 384, which is right here, and you'll see Cormy's Grocery. Good place to stop, by the way. Place to wash your boat after you come out. Take a left at Cormy's Grocery, on down 384 until you get to Henry Pugh Boulevard. It's not far. It's just past the railroad tracks, if I'm not mistaken, a little bit past the railroad tracks. You can't miss it. It'll tell you there's a public launch ramp here. So take a right on Henry Pugh and go to the end. You're right here at Calcasieu Point Landing. Okay? Alright, the next one. Okay, here's the next one. Let's start again up here in Lake Charles. 210 loop. Just go ahead and use the same route. and come south on Nelson. Take the right on Country Club, come down 384, but just past the ramp we just talked about, and just keep following 384 on down. It'll curve around a little bit until you get to here, and you'll take it, and that'll be Big Pasture Road. If you cross the intercoastal twice, you went too far. You're going to cross the intercoastal once, but and there's a church right here, right after that. So if you see the church, turn around in the church parking lot, come back to Big Pasture, come on down to Bear Camp Road, take a right, and go all the way to the last street before you get to the lake, and take a left, and you'll end up in the launch ramps right down here. Anyway, that's Bears. Okay, next one, third one. Lake Charles, you can take I-10 or 210, hop across, go across the bridge, and get off in Sulphur. I like the third exit, the 1256 27 exit, and head south on Highway 27. You can get to it either way, here or here. Come on down. On the way down, you'll see a place on the right as you get out of Sulphur, as you start to begin to leave Sulphur. It's a little barn, a little red barn on the right with a gas station. That's Cajun Fastmark. Great place to stop and pick up baits or license or that type of thing. And they're open on weekends. Anyway, head on down 27 all the way to Hackberry. The second bridge, you'll be right here at Hackberry. You'll cross the Intercoastal Waterway. In fact, let me just run up there to that one. Intercoastal Park. To get to this Intercoastal Park right here, you got to come off, take a right as you pass the bridge, and come back under the bridge in the park's there. It's a public launch ramp there. Or keep going straight, and if you need bait, come all the way down to Hackberry and stay at Spicer's Hughes Marina. There's another little bridge right there across Calcasieu Black Lake Bayou, and just take a left and you'll be at Spicer's Hughes Marina right there. They've got they got 2 launches. And if you happen to stop at Spicer's, tell them Blues and Deb said hi. Okay, the next one I'm going to start in Hackberry, just past Spicer's. Or if you're staying at Spicer's and you want to fish the lower part of the lake, you can come down a little bit from Spicer's in the curve right before you get to Brown's Grocery. You can zigzag through here, and there's a ramp right here at Joe's Cove. It has some signs, and you can't miss it. Just head southeast, and it's not very far, and it's a nice ramp here, but you need to have a shallow running boat to get out of there. Okay, next one, don't turn there. We're back at Spicer's now. Come down 27 all the way down to Hog Island Gully, or Hog Island. You can launch there. It's right off 27. It has signs, and the one I prefer is right here. And this is the West Cove boat launch right here. It's right across from Sabine Wetland Walkway. We like to launch right here, and during the right time of year, we like to fish right here. Let me show you the satellite view. I've shown it to you before. We like this one right here, but not always. Or if you want to fish the jetties, which we'll get into in the next video, just keep going down 27 where it dead ends into Holly Beach. Take a left, head back east, follow it up here to the Cameron Ferry. Take the ferry, cost you $1 or so. When you get into Cameron, take the first right that you can that goes past the Little Monkey Island waterway here. Forgot the name of it. I think there's a station right there. I think it's a Shell station. And come on down, that's Davis Road, and come all the way out to the Jetty Pier facility, and you'll have a launch ramp right here, right before you get to the pier facility. Okay, those are the most easily accessible launch ramps. They're not very many. They're kind of spread out, but you can. The nicest one, it's a toss-up between Spicer's and Calcasieu Point. I like Spicer's myself better than I do Calcasieu Point, but Calcasieu Point is that's the first one I told you about. It's over on the east side of the lake, and you don't have to cross the bridge, towing a boat, and it's very convenient. But they'll have bait there, and they'll have bait at Spicer's if you want live shrimp or something like that. And they'll have bait at A-Bears down here off of 384. Anyway, okay, that's enough for this one. We appreciate you watching, guys. Put in the comments below which ramp you prefer, and if you're local, and why. Tell us why. And if you're not a local, let me know if you'd like me to do a video on accommodations, that type of thing, and a little more in depth. Because it took us a while to learn where to stay on Calcasieu Lake, and we certainly don't have all the answers, that's for sure. There are a lot of more places to stay than we've used, I'm sure. But anything you'd like to know from down there from an out-of-towner's point of view, or if you want to share something with us, if you're local, share some great bargains where to stay, that'd be even good too. Thanks, guys, we appreciate you, and be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.